When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno just to watch him die. When I hear that whistle blowing, I hang my head and cry.
Hustle on my own, I always did know how to sell product. Nigga ain't gave me shit, I grind so long, came from the damn bottle. Every nigga speaking on my name could have some real problems. We are not the same, ain't in my lane, I got my own column, yeah. Peeping shit, I'm seeing niggas fall back.
Pop superstar and Atlanta native Young Thug making an appearance in a Fulton County courtroom Tuesday. His first appearance in front of a judge comes less than 24 hours after authorities raided the rapper's Buckhead home. Channel 2 was the only station there Monday as investigators arrested the 30-year-old. Young Thug, whose real name is Jeffrey Lamar Williams, is one of 28 defendants charged in a sweeping 56-count indictment against the criminal street gang Young Slime Life, also known as YSL. The charges ranging from conspiracy to violate the Georgia criminal racketing law, murder, armed robbery, and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, also named Sergio Kitchens, who performs under the name Gunna. As of Tuesday afternoon, the rap star had not yet surrendered to authorities.
My number one focus is targeting gangs, and there's a reason for that. They are committing conservatively 75 to 80% of all of the violent crime that we are seeing within our community.
According to the indictment, YSL is a criminal street gang started in late 2012 in the Cleveland Avenue area of Atlanta. Prosecutors say Young Thug is a co-founder, and he and his affiliates have played a role in some of the city's most violent crimes.
So what are we going to talk about today, girlie?
Well, this case is basically about lyrics. And that's why I played the Johnny Cash song in the beginning, because, back in the day when Johnny Cash made that song, Folsom Prison Blues, lyrics were looked at, but of course they considered that an abstract musical expression that can't be linked to charges and behaviors accused in an indictment. So that's the difference. So basically right now with the beginning of this case is basically on or about lyrics and the lyrics motion hearing. And it's interesting because this has it can set precedent, as far as using lyrics against an artist in criminal investigations and so on and so forth. And so that is the case here, are the lyrics that are being used by Young Stoner Life or Young Slime Life, whatever you might want to call them, is this abstract musical expression, or are these basically manifestos and admissions to crimes? I mean, some are saying that Young Slime Life is their blood affiliated, and so they are a street gang responsible for numerous murders and shootings and carjackings and other armed robberies. And prosecutors believe that the lyrics that they admit will draw a direct connection to gang-related activities.
Exactly.
So the defense basically feels that the lyrics are safe under the Constitution, as free speech. But of course, Judge Ural Glanville, he allowed the admissions.
Rappers been rapping about killings and stuff since I can remember, shootings and drugs and stuff, like Garou. They used to make fun of him because he used to rap about all these people, and all this murdering things, and they say he's never been off the front stoop. So, how do you distinguish when it's art and when it's testimony?
I think it's really interesting that of the 28 co-defendants, there are only 6 left. And most of them have pleaded out, or there's been something that has just kind of gotten them dropped out of the case. You had that Cordarius guy who was really strange. Cordarius Dorsey, YSL Polo. He was acting really strange, and so they kind of dropped him. Durante BB, he pled guilty. He made a plea deal. Trontavious Stevens made a plea deal. Quantavious Greer, Sergio Kitchens, Walter Murphy, Slime Life Shawty, Lil Duke. All of these people have made plea deals. And so, more importantly, I believe that the co-defendants and the people that have made these plea deals are more of a threat to this case than the lyrics. Young Thug was accused of renting the car that was used to murder Thomas. So there are some connections there.
Basically, such a big charge and all these big cases. And where did the RICO? That's what I've been trying to figure out. Where did the RICO come from? They had like a couple murder cases, I think. But why isn't it just murder? I mean, what is the... Oh, I forgot. They try to make it a big criminal enterprise. My bad.
Yeah. No, I don't know how it looks for YSL because alleged to be conspiring to violate the Racketeering, Influenced, and Corrupt Organization Act through murder, armed robbery, participation in other criminal street gang activities. And I mean, there was another guy who, I don't think he was actually in YSL, but he was a part of all of the shenanigans. And his name is Antonio Sledge. And I think he's going to be a dangerous witness as well. He made a negotiated plea of guilty. And so he doesn't even know what his real sentencing is until after the trial, which, of course, to me, seems as if they're going to use him up for as much as they can. And, these people have all said, all of these defendants, these co-defendants that have pled guilty, they've all said that YSL was an organization and they used common identifiers and colors and hand signals, etc., and committed crimes as a gang, to magnify their gang status and their music. And, and ultimately murdered Donovan Thomas Jr., among some others that they named. I think they said up to like 50 murders associated with this YSL gang. So it should be really, really interesting to see how this all ends. And it's just getting started. They just sat the jury, so everything's like just getting started. They're starting with basically this lyrics motion hearing. And so we're going to definitely stay close and kind of watch, just because of the precedent that it could create, and see what comes of it. And just real interested to see how these co-defendants are going to get out of not testifying against Young Thug, who has actually been seen as the ringleader. So let's pay close attention to that. It should get interesting. All right. Okay. Moving on. Okay. So this next case is Cora Jakes Coleman's ex-husband.
Well, let's give the people a little backstory. For they'll know what he's getting indicted for, or matter of fact, what he's been charged with and found guilty of, or pled guilty to, allegedly.
Husband. He just pleaded guilty to sexual abuse of a child under the age of 14. The case has been going on for some time now. The case was actually supposed to go to trial in November of 2023, this month. However, on the 23rd of October of 2023, Richard Brandon Coleman pleaded guilty. He waived his rights to an appeal. He's not to come in contact with the victim and or the Jakes family, TD Jakes or Cora Jakes Coleman, none of the Jakes family. He has to be 50 yards from the victim's residence, and he has both of the counts that he pleaded guilty to have 20 years. So he pleaded guilty to count 2, and he pleaded guilty to count 5 of the indictment. And this was on a continuous basis. And so I think this is interesting because why isn't this being looked at as far as the adopted children? There was a woman who was going on the internet in like last year sometime, claiming to be the biological mother of the adopted son of Cora Jakes Coleman.
From 2018 to now, Brandon Coleman was locked up on May 4th for sexually assaulting the adopted daughter, Amari. And it wasn't just a one-time offense. It was continuous sexual assault. So now I gotta sit here and I gotta think, well, did he touch my baby? Did he touch my baby? You understand what I'm saying? I haven't seen my child since 2018. They keep him from me. I don't know where they stay. I don't know where they live. I don't know their day-to-day thing. I don't know anything.
Hi, I am Cora Jakes Coleman, your prayer partner for today. And I am so happy that you decided to join me in this time of prayer. Now, we have done prayers for single moms. We have done prayers for single dads. We have done prayers for parenting. We have done...
She brought down a so-called prophet by the name of Gaylena, okay? And they performed this whole little, I call it an exorcist now. They had me laying on the floor, speaking in tongues over me, pouring oil over me. Then she comes up with this elaborate story talking about I didn't have Jason for myself, that I had Jason for Cora and Brandon Coleman, and how she could see Brandon sitting on something.
Now that he has been found guilty, well, he pleaded guilty. Now that that's been established and he's doing his time, what about the children? What about those two children? Even the daughter that he allegedly abused is adopted. And so I read some information stating that there was some skepticism around that adoption as well. So the issue is, are these kids, and have these kids been legally adopted? And what about now, after the allegations, after the husband has been put away for sexual abuse of a minor? Will Michelle Loud be able to get her son? Is she fit, to actually care for that child now and go back to court and try and retrieve that child? Because, I mean, the grounds and the atmosphere that those children were in may have been way more traumatic than if they were left with their biological parents. And so I find that's I just find that that's really strange, the story that Michelle Loud gives as far as how her child was taken. And I'll attach it to the video if you haven't seen it. So many people have, but I mean, do we just overlook that? And just kind of let it go? Or do you think that this would be a good time, if she's fit and if she's able to take care of her children, Michelle Loud I'm talking about, is this a good time to go back and, see if she can get her son? So, I don't know. What do you think? Hang out with us again on the BS Show. Peace.
Okay, as far as the end of our session today, I want to drop you some pearls for your purse. It's 8 o'clock football game tonight, and it is the Jets. It's playing the Raiders. The Jets should win. So you guys that like sports and want little pearls in your bag, bet a little something on the Jets tonight. All green. Good luck and good night.